Have you ever noticed that the more you explain yourself, the less people seem to respect you? You explain your decisions. You explain your boundaries. You explain why you said what you said. You explain why you're busy, why you're tired, why you're changing, why you're leaving, why you're staying. And somehow, after all that explaining, people still misunderstand you. The Stoics understood something most people never learn. Every explanation is a negotiation. The moment you start defending every choice, you hand other people the power to judge it. Marcus Aurelius warned that a person's life is what their thoughts make it. Yet most people spend their lives trying to convince others instead of convincing themselves. The smartest people aren't secretive. They simply know that some things lose value the moment they're exposed. Today, we'll explore 7 things intelligent people stop explaining, and why the less you justify them, the stronger you become. If you've ever felt exhausted from constantly defending yourself, this video is for you. And let me know in the comments which of these 7 you struggle with most. The first thing smart people stop explaining is their goals. Most people make a critical mistake. They announce every ambition before they've achieved it. They tell friends about the business they'll start, the weight they'll lose, the skills they'll learn. It feels productive, but psychology tells us something interesting. Studies have found that publicly announcing goals can create a false sense of accomplishment, reducing motivation to actually follow through. The Stoics would have understood this perfectly. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." The same applies to your goals. Talk less, build more. Let results speak where words once did. People don't respect ambition nearly as much as they respect evidence. The second thing they stop explaining is their boundaries. This one makes many people uncomfortable because we've been conditioned to justify every no. Why can't you come? Why won't you help? Why aren't you available? Why did you leave? The average person feels pressure to provide a detailed explanation. The Stoic understands something different. Boundaries are not requests. They're decisions. Every time you over-explain a boundary, you accidentally invite debate. You make people feel entitled to negotiate something that was never theirs to negotiate. A simple no is often more powerful than a 10-minute explanation. The people who truly respect you won't require a courtroom defense every time you protect your peace. The third thing they stop explaining is their growth. One of the strangest parts of life is that some people only like you when you stay exactly the same. The moment you improve, become more confident, or think differently, they become uncomfortable. Suddenly, they want explanations. Why are you acting differently? Why aren't you the same person anymore? Why don't you tolerate what you used to tolerate? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that change is natural. In fact, nothing in nature survives without it. Yet many people apologize for evolving. Smart people don't. They understand that growth doesn't require permission. The people meant for your future will adjust. The people attached to your past will complain. By the way, if you're enjoying videos that combine ancient Stoic wisdom with modern psychology, subscribe now. Most people watch a few videos, tell themselves they'll subscribe later, and never find the channel again. Every week, we're breaking down timeless principles that help you gain respect, control your emotions, and navigate modern life with greater strength. Don't miss the next lesson because you forgot to subscribe. The fourth thing smart people stop explaining is their past. We've all made mistakes. We've all had failures, regrets, embarrassing moments, and bad decisions. Yet many people spend years trying to explain who they used to be. The Stoics focused on a far more productive question. Who are you now? Your past can provide lessons, but it should not become your identity. Every minute spent defending old versions of yourself is a minute stolen from building a better one. Intelligent people understand that not everyone deserves access to every chapter of their story. Some people are looking for understanding. Others are simply collecting ammunition. The fifth thing they stop explaining is their success. This one surprises people. You might think success naturally earns admiration. Sometimes it does, but often it attracts envy. The more successful you become, the more pressure there is to minimize it, justify it, or apologize for it. Have you ever noticed how people often feel more comfortable hearing about your struggles than your victories? The Stoics warned against seeking validation from the crowd because public opinion changes with the wind. If you've worked hard, sacrificed, remained disciplined, and earned success, you don't owe anyone an explanation for it. Let your humility come from character, not self-deprecation. If you've made it this far, hit the like button. It tells YouTube this message matters and helps more people discover these ideas. And comment Stoic below if you're committed to explaining less and living more. The sixth thing smart people stop explaining is their happiness. One of the fastest ways to drain joy is to constantly justify it. Why are you happy? Why are you with that person? Why do you enjoy that hobby? Why did you choose that lifestyle? Sometimes people aren't asking because they're curious. They're asking because they want to measure your happiness against their own expectations. The Stoics believed happiness came from living according to your values, not other people's approval. If something brings peace, purpose, and fulfillment into your life, it doesn't need unanimous agreement from the audience. The seventh and most important thing smart people stop explaining is themselves. Think about how much energy people waste trying to control how they're perceived. They clarify every misunderstanding. They defend every criticism. They obsess over every opinion. Yet no amount of explaining guarantees you'll be understood. In fact, some people have already decided who you are before you even speak. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Those words contain an incredible truth. Your character is your explanation. Your actions are your explanation. Your consistency is your explanation. The people who matter will see it. The people who don't will never be convinced anyway. At the end of the day, over-explaining comes from a hidden desire that almost everyone has. The desire to be understood, accepted, and approved of. But the Stoics realized something liberating. Peace begins when you stop making your self-worth dependent on other people's understanding. You don't need everyone to agree with your goals. You don't need everyone to approve of your boundaries. You don't need everyone to understand your growth, your happiness, your success, or your story. The smartest people know that some things become stronger when they're protected. Speak when necessary. Explain when useful. But never feel obligated to justify your existence, because the strongest statement you can make is often no statement at all.